All right, let's talk WrestleMania. In an era where everyone's obsessed with finishing stories and building the next big thing, Stone Cold Steve Austin absolutely obliterated WrestleMania 41. He didn't just show up, he crashed the party and reminded every single person watching, from the casual fan to the suits backstage, of one undeniable truth. Some legends, they're just built different. The glass shattered, an ATV went airborne, and a fan, well, let's just say they took a bump worthy of a highlight reel. If you somehow managed to miss this absolute spectacle, don't sweat it. We're about to rewind every chaotic second, including the frantic backstage hiccup that almost derailed the whole damn thing. You won't want to miss this. Picture this: Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, tens of thousands of fans buzzing with anticipation. The night's already a marathon. But the energy? Electric. Why? Because word spreads like wildfire on social media. Something huge is brewing. Everyone's phone is blowing up with, "Is tonight the night?" Because Austin sightings had been popping up all weekend. At the airport, lurking in hotel lobbies, even throwing dice at a craps table at the Cosmo. WWE, of course, kept completely radio silent, playing it cool. But the insiders? They were whispering. Rumors flew that the ATV crew had wheeled something suspiciously large into guerrilla position. The anticipation alone felt like static in the air, a crackling energy you could almost taste. Fans, they know the drill. If that glass breaks, if that iconic sound rips through the arena, the roof isn't just coming off, it's going to explode. And wouldn't you know it, right on cue, the hard cam lights dimmed. The crowd rose as one, like it was third down in overtime, the game on the line. You could practically hear 80,000 hearts pounding in unison. Then it happened. First, that unmistakable, bone-chilling tinkle of broken glass. Just 1 second of absolute deafening silence. Then an explosion of noise so loud the commentary mics actually clipped. Seriously. It was like the stadium itself let out a primal scream. And there he was, Austin, striding out in his signature black leather vest, that classic goatee looking freshly dyed, and the entire place just lost its collective mind. It wasn't 1998, but it felt exactly like it, except now we were in 2025, inside a billion-dollar spaceship of a stadium. He didn't just walk, he stomped, those piercing eyes scanning the crowd like he still owned every single square inch of the yard. No fancy LED video walls, no pyro yet, just that 1,000-yard stare and the most recognizable, defiant strut in wrestling history. The storytelling? It started right there. WWE's biggest icon, back in his natural habitat, no explanation needed, no convoluted buildup, just pure, unadulterated attitude. The crowd sang along with his theme, wordless, because there are no lyrics, just the sound of rebellion, a symphony of chaos. In 15 short seconds, every other entrance of the night suddenly felt like a warm-up act, every single one. Now, here's where the script truly flipped. Instead of just heading down the ramp like normal, Austin hopped onto a specially modified four-wheeler. The front rack? Loaded with iced-down Steve-Weisers, naturally. He gunned the engine, fishtailed with a grin, and rocketed around ringside like a short-track racer possessed. Fans leaned over the barricade, phones held high, beers flying through the air. And then, it happened. The front tire clipped the edge of the retaining wall. The ATV bucked violently left, the rear kicked out, and a production fan, actually a seasoned stunt coordinator in plain clothes, took the bump of a lifetime, flipping over the hood and landing perfectly on crash pads hidden behind the barricade. For a split second, the entire stadium gasped, that collective intake of breath you feel in your gut. Then, a thunderous roar erupted when the stunt guy popped up, arms wide, completely fine. Twitter, predictably, exploded. "Stone Cold just hit a fan with an ATV!" Memes were already circulating before the replay even aired. Backstage, Triple H reportedly yelled, "Tell me we got that on hard cam!" Oh, they did. Instant highlight reel forever. Referees scrambled, producers waved off medical personnel because Yes, the stunt was choreographed. But the sheer spontaneity of it all, that's what truly sold it. Austin never broke character. He just smirked, revved the engine again, and wheeled the battered ATV to a dead stop at the timekeeper's area. Classic Stone Cold, dangerous, unpredictable, and always, always in control. The music cut abruptly. Austin rolled into the ring, grabbed a mic, and the crowd chant echoed through the arena. "One more match! One more match!" He let the roar wash over him, soaking it in, then delivered the simplest, most stone-cold line possible. WrestleMania 41 attendance, 80,257. This wasn't just an announcement. It mattered because WWE loves its records. And Austin, he loves rubbing greatness in our faces. He let the reaction build, that wave of cheers and shouts, then pivoted to the real reason everyone was there. Pure, unadulterated nostalgia with a serious bite. No long-winded promo, no laundry list of catchphrases. Just the numbers, a raised middle finger, and a grin that screamed, "Yeah, I still got it." In under 30 seconds, he proved you don't need 5 minutes of mic work when you're stone cold. Economy of words, maximum impact. And then, the moment everyone was waiting for, the beer bath. 2 cases, 24 cans, straight from the cooler. The first can? Cracked open, foam spraying like a champagne bottle at a championship celebration. He chugged half, poured the rest over his bald head, then flipped the crushed can into the front row with a casual flick. Repeat, 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 until 12 empties littered the mat, glistening under the arena lights. The camera zoomed in, catching a wide-eyed kid in the front row catching a drippy can, screaming like he'd just caught a holy relic. That lucky fan later emailed WWE, and they actually authenticated the can. It now sits proudly in a display case, right next to his dad's old Attitude-era VHS tapes. Meanwhile, Austin played bongos on the remaining cases, stomping them flat with a mischievous grin. It was messy, it was juvenile, it was absolutely perfect. No one else on the roster could get away with wasting premium beer in a drought-conscious state like Nevada, but the rules, they just don't apply to him. That's the whole gimmick, isn't it? Anti-authority in an authority era. The final indelible moment. Austin lifted one last beer, saluted the hard camera with a silent toast, and the glass shattered again. A quick, sharp outro sting. No pose down, no parting cheap shot, just an abrupt, iconic end that left fans wanting more, desperately craving another second. He disappeared up the ramp, the battered ATV towed behind him like a wounded warhorse, its purpose fulfilled. Commentary didn't try to overstay its welcome. Michael Cole simply stated with perfect reverence, "The greatest to ever do it, Stone Cold Steve Austin." The entire segment clocked in at 7 minutes flat, yet it dominated every single post-show conversation. Social mentions skyrocketed to 1.8 million in under an hour, completely outperforming the actual main event hashtag. The next morning, the merch numbers were staggering. Vintage Austin 316 shirts sold out on WWE Shop in a mere 14 minutes. A pop culture tidal wave generated in just 7 minutes flat. That's the kind of efficiency only true megastars can conjure. So, let's break down the genius, shall we? First, his protected aura. He didn't take a single bump, didn't throw a punch, yet he radiated danger and unpredictability. That's a masterclass in presence. Second, the seamless synergy of old and new. You had the classic glass break, the iconic theme, but then the modern, jaw-dropping execution with the ATV stunt. It felt familiar, yet fresh. Third, brevity. They left us hungry, craving more. WWE's biggest flaw is often overindulgence. But this segment, it hit hard, quit fast, and let the audience do all the marketing. Fourth, it was a viral moment baked right in. The fan crash was custom-made for cell phone vertical clips, and by morning, every major sports outlet was running it. Fifth, The perfect placement on the card, right after a high-stakes title match, but crucially, before the main event. It reset the crowd's energy without overshadowing the night's climax. This was textbook booking, in an era that sometimes seems to forget textbooks even exist. Now for the question that hangs over every legend's comeback. Is he wrestling again? Reports out of Vegas from credible sources suggest Austin's medicals are cleaner than a whistle, his neck in better shape than some full-timers on the current roster. He's reportedly been quietly training at his Texas ranch, focusing on mobility work and some light ring drills. WWE sources hint at a short-term deal, one match, one massive payday, and maximum secrecy. The opponent shortlist? CM Punk sits right at the top. The verbal jousting between them writes itself. Straight edge versus the beer-swilling everyman. It's a clash of anti-heroes, a dream match teased for years. Then there's John Cena, looming for a legacy marquee, but Cena's Hollywood calendar is packed tighter than a carry-on bag during holiday travel. Roman Reigns would be box office, no doubt, yet the Tribal Chief's dominant aura might inadvertently eclipse Austin's return story. Punk just makes the most sense. Both are anti-heroes, both can still captivate on the mic, and Punk's return pop is still warm in everyone's memory. Picture a stare-down in Dallas at next year's Mania. The glass shatters, cult of personality hits, and 100,000 fans absolutely implode. WWE's already planting subtle seeds. Watch for those cryptic highlight packages on Raw that splice both men's promos together. Nothing's confirmed, but the stars? They feel incredibly aligned. The fan reaction, overwhelmingly positive. Polls on wrestling forums showed a staggering 93% approval. That's rare air for modern WWE. Critics who whine about relying on legends miss the bigger picture. Occasional nuclear pops like this recharge the entire product. New stars shine even brighter when the audience is hot, engaged, and buzzing with excitement. Bianca Belair even tweeted a gif of Austin revving the ATV with the caption, "Energize," a clear nod that even locker room leaders value the rub. Meanwhile, ticket demand for next year's WrestleMania in Dallas spiked 28% within 48 hours, according to StubHub metrics. That's economic impact no full-timer currently generates on their own. Legacy acts, when used sparingly and smartly, work like jumper cables on a cold battery. They ignite everything. Hey, quick time out. If you're enjoying this deep dive into pure, unadulterated chaos, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way, you won't miss our next video breaking down CM Punk's roadmap to that potential dream match. We're all about more evidence, fewer rumors, and absolutely zero fluff. Now, back to the chaos you didn't see. Live reports and internal whispers confirmed that the ATV throttle actually stuck in neutral during rehearsal. The crew spent 9 frantic minutes troubleshooting, while the stadium's countdown clock froze, mocking them. Production seriously considered scrapping the vehicle spot entirely, but Austin, ever the defiant one, reportedly laid down the law. "We're doing it, or I'm not going out." Mechanics hot-wired a bypass, taped the kill switch down, and essentially rolled the dice. That hiccup explains the slight entrance delay you might have felt at home. It also explains why the crash looked even gnarlier than planned. The rear brake cable snagged, severely limiting steering. The stunt coordinator, a true pro, adjusted mid-route, sacrificed the fake fan spot, and likely saved Austin from a direct, painful wall collision. Sometimes the best, most memorable moments are half accident, half pure defiance. That, my friends, is attitude in a nutshell. Austin himself later admitted embarrassment, chalking it up to a different throttle setup than he was used to, but confirmed only his pride was hurt. Let's zoom out for a second. WrestleMania 13's submission classic with Bret Hart is already etched into history, now officially earmarked for the Hall of Fame Moments wing. Returning in the very same city where that match happened layers on a beautiful poetic symmetry. Austin went from bloody toughness to glass-shattering spectacle, bookending a career arc that spans 3 decades. Few performers can claim relevance across eras without sounding like a cover band. Austin's secret? Unwavering authenticity. Fans can smell forced nostalgia from a mile away, but when he revs an engine and grins that mischievous grin, it's genuine Texan rebellion. In a scripted universe, that kind of genuine raw energy still sells tickets better than anything else. WWE's internal analytics, reportedly leaked to Fightful, showed a staggering 400% spike in Austin-related sales the week following Mania. Retro knee braces, signed canvas scraps, even $25 foam middle fingers moved units like hotcakes. Network views of classic Austin episodes jumped a massive 55% globally. Advertisers absolutely love that kind of data. It means eyeballs stay longer, which of course means WWE can charge more for those coveted ad spots. So while some fans might gripe about part-timers, the business side will always chase that sweet, sweet ROI. One 7-minute segment paid for itself in merch before the next pay-per-view build even began. That's precisely why you'll keep seeing legends cycle through. Just pray they're used sparingly and, crucially, smartly. Think about it. The Rock's comebacks feel like blockbuster premieres, all glitz and Hollywood swagger. The Undertaker's? Like solemn, epic funerals steeped in mystique. John Cena's? Like patriotic pep rallies, full of heart and hustle. Austin's, though? His feels like a bar fight that spills out into the street, chaotic, messy, and utterly unforgettable. Each legend owns a unique tone, but Austin's is uniquely replicable because it requires minimal story scaffolding. Glass shatters, mayhem commences, exit stage left. The formula survives because it's elemental, a primal scream of rebellion. Fans crave comfort food disguised as chaos, and honestly, no one serves it better than the Texas Rattlesnake. So there it is, how 7 minutes of beer-soaked bedlam reaffirmed Stone Cold's immortality, boosted WrestleMania lore, and maybe, just maybe, set up one last, earth-shattering match against CM Punk. What was your favorite moment? Drop it in the comments below. Was it the glass break, the ATV crash, or that kid catching the drippy beer can like it was a golden ticket? While you're down there, smash that like button and check out our playlist on wrestling comebacks that almost went horribly wrong. Because in this business, the next big surprise is always just one shattered glass away.